Hello friends, how are you? I know it's been a long time since I did a video recording and posted a video on my YouTube channel, Giant on Cloud. Well, I've got a few things to share with you, right? Two exciting news. One, this happened. Yes, this happened on the 1st December 2022. What you're saying is right. So I've been awarded the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional on December 1st, 2022 under the Hybrid Cloud umbrella. Super excited to share that news with you. And the second news is that I'm no more in Bangalore, India. Yes, that's right too. So I recently relocated from Bangalore to Sydney, Australia, and this happened on February 23rd. So I landed in the country on February 23rd. So going forward, all my videos are going to be based out of Sydney studio here. Okay. But also, I think one of the reasons why it took me so long to record a video here is I was waiting for this, my studio to arrive as well. It was in the ship. I only happened to get these, the studio gear about 15 days back. So I'm all set up now. I should start streaming more and more videos going forward. Now, so what's up in this episode? Now, I'm not sure how many of you tuned into the Dell Technologies World 2023. So we're going to look into what are some of the announcements that Dell did in Dell Technologies World 2023, mostly focused on the multi-cloud. I know it's no more a buzzword, it's actually a reality now. But we're going to look at some of the announcements that happened in Dell Technologies World 2023. All right, so without further ado, let's get cracking. Wow, look at the stage. It looks so beautiful, isn't it? I wish I was there. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it this time, but hopefully next year. Now, before we delve into some of the announcements that were made at Dell Technologies World, it's important to understand what are some of the customers and organizations' expectations today, which means they want to consume their applications and data in a modern way, just like they consume it in public cloud, which means simplicity and agility are really at the core of the modern consumption. So they want to be able to take advantage of the deploying cloud operating principles anywhere, which could be in core, edge locations, it doesn't matter, or in public cloud. They want to have a similar operating principles. At the same time, they want to be able to, quickly adapt to changes and stay relevant and competitive in the market for any there are new opportunities that are emerging. So agility is most important. That it kind of goes hand in hand with simplicity as well. So while customers are trying to simplify or bring the cloud operating principles and also achieve agility while doing so, at the same time they also want to take control of their data assets and application assets, irrespective of where they reside. They want to minimize the risk, maximize performance on their own terms. So just because, just by wishing to, saying that, I want a modern consumption model is not going to help, right? So the biggest challenges that most customers have today, especially modernizing some of the on-premises infrastructure and achieving the modern consumption method, is that most of the infrastructure is completely outdated. That means they're not able to meet or stay relevant in the modern consumption model, which is the cloud operating principles. So those infrastructure have to be modernized as well. So modernizing the cloud, bringing the cloud on premises, and the way you consume, they literally go hand in hand. Now, before we go into any of those announcements, right, let's try and understand what is multi-cloud and what is hybrid cloud. Now, if customers today are deploying their applications and data in all of the public clouds, for example, there are a number of public clouds like AWS, Azure, GCP, and so on. It is a reality today, right? Every organizations have different applications and data that are deployed in various public clouds, and that's how they're consuming today. Let's not forget there is also private cloud, which is also part of the way that their customers are consuming applications and data. So if the data and application is kind of distributed across these ecosystem, that's called a multi-cloud. Now let's say, for instance, if the customer is trying to extend a one particular hyperscaler, it could be one particular public cloud, to on premises using their same APIs and same operating principles, and that's the hybrid cloud. So for example, in case of GCP, they have Anthos, which brings the GCP operating procedures to on-premises, and Azure has the Azure Stack HCI, which we have spoken about a number of times. So what's not here is also AWS Outpost. But in a nutshell, multi-cloud is a cross ecosystem, while hybrid cloud is single ecosystem, which is extended. Okay, so let's try and understand why are we even announcing so many different products under the multi-cloud, right? We spoke to a number of organizations and also directly to some of the customers who are actually running the multi-cloud environment, and they bring out some of the key management complexities of managing this multi-cloud. One of the things is the overall management complexity. Now, according to Forrester research, the number one obstacle is the complexity that is associated when managing the data across these multiple environments. There are silos are created, which make it really, really hard to kind of cohesively manage this data. And also they have very limited multi-cloud visibility, which means it makes it really hard for them to get a holistic view of where their data is living, what is happening to their data, and it can also lead to some of the security and compliance challenges as well. The other thing that most customers told us is the unpredictable cloud costs. Now, as it is, there are close to about 30% cloud costs are being wasted, and they're really apprehensive about multiple clouds, and you're trying to look at the cloud cost as well, which can be really, really unpredictable. And many customers have also told the skill gaps are becoming a major concern, especially when it comes to managing these separate clouds. So because each of these clouds will require new tools, new frameworks, and it's so difficult to master each of these environments. So resulting in which some of the developers' velocity is very negatively impacted, right? Because they have to master so many different tooling, so many different coming out of so many different public clouds and so on. So this is hindering developer progress as well and innovation. And finally, there's also a lack of consistency, right? So there is each of these ecosystems have to be managed separately, and there is no consistency across these public clouds, especially when it comes to security models or even compliance obligations. So these are some of the things which we have discussed with customers, and customers have been very vocal about some of the challenges which they had while managing multi-cloud. All right, now last year we actually announced the concept of multi-cloud by design. This is basically to address some of the challenges our customers are facing while they're managing their multi-cloud environments. So this year, we're actually delivering on that particular promise through our Apex offerings. It's kind of a tongue twister, but I'll see if I can get it right. It's called the ground to cloud strategy and cloud to ground strategy. Okay, I know it's a tongue twister. But so as part of the Apex, ground to cloud, we are bringing our, Apex storage portfolio into public cloud. So we have a lot of our customers today who are using our enterprise class storage on premises. We are trying to extend that into various public cloud as well. Now, as part of the ground to cloud, we have announced something known as Apex Cloud platforms. So through our Apex Cloud platforms, our vision is to basically provide our customers with the freedom to seamlessly run their workloads wherever their business needs could dictate. For example, not necessarily being constrained by a technology of their choice, right? Our multi-cloud by design, like I said, the approach basically includes a cloud to ground strategy, which actually integrates the cloud stacks and the Kubernetes, orchestration software on Dell platforms. So this will allow our customers to not just extend, but also optimize the cloud experience of these cloud stacks, even to data centers. It could be data centers, it could be co-location, or it could be edge environments, anywhere. So that's our two broad portfolio that we are trying to announce. So in the next few slides, we will delve deeper into each of these strategies as part of ground to cloud and cloud to ground.